breaking the ice, or whatever is the meaning of that particular proverb. It means that easing out the tension, trying to strike a conversation. That is what it means. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Pac-Man GP, and today I'm going to discuss an invention that is concerning ice. But before we proceed, before I can start explaining the invention, I want to give a few disclaimers. First and foremost is that the content that is created through this video is for academic purposes, and nothing more than that. Moreover, I would be sort of mentioning the name of the patentee, in whose name the patent has been granted, and the patent for the invention, which I will be discussing in some time. So the name of the invention, the name of the patentee, so on and so forth, are already available in the public domain. So therefore, this is not an attempt to breach on anybody's confidentiality, or breach anybody's privacy, or to infringe upon anybody's privacy. That the viewers may please bear in mind. And having said that, and without wasting any further time, I will proceed with narrating today's invention. So please bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen. So today's invention, as I mentioned, is related to ice, and more particularly, it is related to an ice tray. Now, we all know what is an ice tray. Okay, an ice tray is a kind of a, you can say, for lack of better word, it's a kind of a utensil which is used to form ice in the refrigeration, in the freezer compartment of a refrigerator. So today's invention is related to ice tray. Moving on to the next slide. Well, a patent has been granted for this particular invention, and the patent number is 549165, and the patent has been granted in the name of the company Whirlpool of India Limited. As I mentioned a few minutes back, all these details which are available on the screen are already present and available in the public domain. So this is not an attempt to infringe on anybody's privacy, or this is not a breach of anybody's confidentiality at all. Moreover, I would like to reiterate that the content that is created on this channel is mainly for academic purposes. I will urge the viewers to comment, subscribe, and like the videos, the reels, the shorts that I've been uploading since some time now. So as I mentioned, the name of today's invention, the title of today's patented invention is an ice tray. But before I move on to the invention, I would like to, again, as usual, would like to dwell upon the problems which the inventors of this particular invention have identified in the prior art. So on your screen, we have an ice tray, which is already known, or which is already known in the prior art, as we call it in the patenting language. Okay, so the ice tray has receptacles in which water is filled, and this entire tray is then sort of introduced in the freezer compartment of a refrigerator, and allowed to cool, and the ice is formed in all these small receptacles in which the water is filled. Okay, I will urge the viewers to take a note of the base of each and every receptacle over here, which is flattish in its contour, you can say. Okay, maybe you can just bear that in mind, because the inventive step of the invention for which the patent has been granted by the Indian Patent Office lies in the peculiar design of the base of the ice tray. So that is something that is very interesting, and I'll get to that in some time. This is again, a cross section of the ice tray from the prior art. As you can see, the ice tray is placed on the floor of the evaporator, and which is actually the freezer compartment, especially in the freezer compartments that are seen in a single door refrigerator. They are made of some kind of a metal. They are mainly made of stainless steel, and that is basically the evaporator of the refrigerator. And you can see these are the pipes which are engraved on the body of the evaporator, and the refrigerant which is used to cool this evaporator and to cool down the freezer compartment, it flows through these pipes. Okay, so therefore, by the time the refrigerant reaches the evaporator, it is super cooled, and any body or any food item or any ice tray that is in exposure with the evaporator, it effectively gets cooled, and in the due course of time, the ice is formed in the ice tray. So this is a cross section of the ice tray as it is known in the prior art, which is placed on the floor of the evaporator, which is practically or essentially your freezer compartment. So this is how an ice tray looks, and this is how it is placed in the freezer compartment in the prior art. So as I mentioned some time back, the base of each and every receptacle of the ice tray in the prior art is flattish in contour, you can say. Therefore, what happens is that the pipes that are engraved on the evaporator body. You can see these pipes over here. So these are the pipes which are also shown in the cross section. Okay. Now, because of that, the entire surface area of this ice tray is not in contact with the floor of the evaporator or with the floor of this particular freezer compartment. And therefore, what happens is that formation of ice, it gets delayed. It takes about 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours for the ice to form, when the entire bottom surface of the receptacles or the base of the ice tray is not entirely in touch or in physical contact with the base of the evaporator of the freezer or the freezer compartment. So therefore, this is one of the drawbacks or one of the problems which our inventor has identified from the prior art, and in order to overcome this problem, the inventors have sort of conceptualized their invention. We'll come to the invention now. So this is the say the design of the ice tray which the inventors have designed. Okay, they have conceptualized. At 1, you have the ice tray. Okay, and at 4, you can see below each and every receptacle at the base of the ice tray, there are depressions. Okay, so these are inverted U-shaped depressions, and when you look at them from the top side, inside the receptacle, you can see an inverted U-shaped structure. Okay, so those inverted U-shaped structures are the ones which will help in solving the problem, and how, I'll come to that. So this is a cross section of the ice tray which the inventors have developed. Okay, so here at number 5, we have the evaporator tubes. Okay, these are the evaporator tubes, and at number 4, we have these depressions at the bottom side of each and every receptacle. And of course, at number 3, we have the base structure, and at number 2, we have the receptacles or the containers in which the water is poured. So now the peculiar thing over here is that the depressions are developed in such a way that they correspondingly engage with the evaporator tubes, so that at any given point of time, the entire bottom surface of each and every receptacle is in direct contact with each and every evaporator tube on which it is placed. So this is the kind of placement is this is the bottom of your ice tray, and this is the top of the evaporator tube, and they are kind of in physical contact with each other at any given point of time. Therefore, a larger surface area for cooling of the water that is contained inside these containers, which are denoted by number 2, is offered. A larger surface area at the bottom, and therefore the time that is required to freeze the ice, to form the ice, that time is reduced. Again, this is another view of the ice tray. Okay, where at number 5 we have the evaporator tubes. At number 4 we have the depressions, and at number 5 we have the evaporator tubes. So this is how the depressions are corresponding with the evaporator tubes at the bottom. And finally, one more modification, or one more you can say intervention, which the inventors have inserted in this invention, is that at the bottom, like for example, if you look at this particular image, which is the bottom side view of the ice tray, which has been claimed in this particular patent application, or this granted patent. You see that the bottom is covered by a metal plate. Okay, entirely by a metal plate. Now, because it is covered by a metal plate, therefore the heat transfer between the water that is present in these receptacles, okay, and the refrigerant that is flowing through the evaporator tubes, it is at a very high level, because metal is it's a good conductor of heat. So therefore, the amount of heat that gets absorbed from the water, and therefore its cooling is fastened, that the rate of absorption, the time which is taken to absorb that heat, that is reduced, and therefore ice formation takes place at a faster pace. So this is today's invention. The main inventive step over here is the contour of the the bottom surface of the ice tray, which is in an inverted U-shaped contour, and which is coinciding with the upper portion of the tube everywhere, over here, then over here, and so on and so forth. So this is the invention. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much for being a very patient audience. And please like, share, subscribe, and definitely comment. I will be very happy, more than happy, to answer all your questions. And this is your Pacman GP.